Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. The next question is the name of Assemblymember Garratt. It's on the duty of Candor.
Thank you, Chair. The truly abhorrent offences of David Carrick and Wayne Cousins, as well as many other cases, highlight how the current system of preventing and addressing offences by serving police officers is not fit for purpose. Officers are currently required to cooperate with investigations, but there is no formal duty for them to proactively report wrongdoing they witness being committed by others. Profound changes to police vetting, conduct and misconduct processes are urgently needed to restore the bond that is so vital to policing by consent and supporting victims, particularly women and girls. To support this, I've written to the Home Secretary about introducing a new duty of candour in the police force, which should put a positive and legal onus on officers to report wrongdoing as soon as they see fit. The implementation of a duty of candour was first proposed by the National Police Chiefs Council in response to the Hillsborough Families report. It was also recommended by the independent panel that looked into the Daniel Morgan case. The police serve a specific function that means trust and confidence in them is vital to allow them to carry out their jobs. Police officers are in the unique and privileged position of having the discretion to use a significant range of powers to protect and serve the public. When trust in the police is low, the public can fear that these powers are open to abuse, and we have seen many terrible incidents where that has been the case. Introducing a duty of candour would help ensure that where that is happening, other officers have the duty to speak out, which will also help give officers the confidence and authority to do so. This does not apply in the same way to the other parts of the GLA family, although I of course expect all GLA employees to call out issues where they see them, and I hope they feel supported to do so. Nevertheless, I am proud to have run the most transparent mayoralty London has ever seen. In the first 4 years of my mayoralty alone, we responded to over 4,500 freedom of information requests, more than the previous mayor in his 8 years in office. We publish interests and gift declarations for me and my mayoral advisors, as well as details of senior officer responsibilities and salaries. We also publish gender, ethnicity and disability pay gaps, which go beyond what is statutorily required of us.
Thank you. I think opinion would differ as to whether you're the most transparent mayor ever, but I think we would all agree about the importance of the issues you've raised with the police. We had obviously a very long session of the police and crime yesterday, but my question was about that duty of candour, which seems very sensible, and how that would apply elsewhere in the GLA family. And I'm thinking specifically in relation to your Vision Zero safety, road safety plan, which is a very bold plan. Getting to zero is very difficult. And I'm thinking but specifically in relation to bus safety, bus operators, and the reporting of information of incidents. So, for example, at the December TfL Board meeting, the Commissioner in his report highlighted 2 bus safety incidents. But we run at about 50 or 60 people hospitalised per month by or on London buses. And even just the 2 that he highlighted, serious though they were, on those same days, in each case there was another incident where someone else was hospitalised on the same day, and that didn't appear anywhere in his report. So do you think, on that important safety critical issue, there is enough transparency, enough candour about the problems, the safety issues on London buses, and therefore a drive to really tackle that to get to zero?
So thank you for your question. So in particular since the Sandilands tram incident in 2016, all members of the TfL Board and all those members of the commissioners, the previous commissioners, management team understand that safety is an issue that is always discussed first at every meeting. So what you saw was simply the commissioner's report, which for obvious reasons is going to be a précis, a summary of some of the things that are for his mind. I just want to reassure the member that there are at least 2 committees with members from the non-exec team, but also the exec team, who look at these issues, not just in buses, but other parts of public transport, including where there are transferable issues. So you'll be aware and know that some of the lessons from the trams have been used on the buses in relation to fatigue and so forth. So the TfL does take it seriously, and safety is an issue we discuss.
Well, you say he was as a précis, so that was the December meeting, so it would have been a précis of safety issues in October and November. He mentioned 2 bus incidents in October. As I say, in fact, there were 63, by my reckoning, 63 people hospitalised by buses just in October. In November, there was a fatality in Merton. Would it not have made sense to bring that to the board's attention as part of his précis? If it was my précis, I would have put that front and centre.
The Commissioner does normally mention fatalities. Look, he was before you yesterday, day before yesterday, so I'm sure you raised it with him. I don't write the Commissioner's report, the Commissioner writes his report, but the reassurance I want to give you is that there is a committee on the TfL Board, a subcommittee that looks into the issue of safety in all public transport, including buses.
Okay, I mean, the concern I'm raising is that you've set this, very high bar, or very low bar, I suppose, of 0. Anyone who's worked in an operational environment, which I did before I did this, 0 is a very hard number to hit. It requires a real focus and dedication. So do you not think it would be consistent with that to have these issues flagged much more prominently, not just in a subcommittee? I've sat on subcommittees. They're not all, they're where issues go to die. In particular, what I would like, here's my request, that in the Commissioner's report, there is at least a summary of the number of people hospitalised and the number of people killed in the period that he's covering, and that where there is a KSI, somebody hospitalised or somebody killed, there is a précis of every incident published, so that people who are looking at this from outside TfL can understand the issues and can spot what's going on and bring some transparency.
Well, my understanding is that does take place. The TfL committee papers are on the TfL website, but I'll take this point away. I'm sorry it wasn't raised with the Commissioner when he was before a subcommittee of the Assembly, which I don't think is where things go to die.
It's not a subcommittee, that's a committee.
Well,
I'll tell you what I'll do. So you've committed to look at it. I will commit to write to you in a month asking what's happened in that month.
I'm grateful.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.